And he is 3 years old. And do you think we should talk him and tell him and ask him to be in the business? Is that what you want, Jacob? Do you want to be mommy's business partner? Are you doing that? Are you using the 3-foot rule and talking to anybody within 3 feet of you? Are you attacking your family and friends? I love this one. Are you saying to them, I would love your opinion, or I just need a favor? And is that how you're, quote unquote, as I would put it, conning them into coming out to an op meeting? Or, and then, oh yes, 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 this is one of the great industry secrets here. Are then you tag teaming them with your upline, calling them up to see what they liked best about that op meeting, with the person who you're going to upsell so much, your upline, your wonderful sponsor, and you know, and let that person just talk them and talk them and talk them until they finally decide to buy a product or join your business. Is that how you're recruiting? Is that who you're recruiting? I mean, these are just, are you leaving drop cards all over the place? Have you gone out and gotten a whole bunch of little drop cards, you know, advertising your business and just leaving them everywhere for anybody to pick up and just see? Now, I mean, I'm sort of making fun of this, and I really am. And I know that this stuff does work. I mean, in the early days of MLM, you know, the internet wasn't even conceived, or, you know, wow, it was like the Jetsons or something, right? But there had to be a better way. I mean, I came into the industry only 3 years ago, and you know, one of the things that I was told to do was, as I said earlier, is to market this. I mean, MLM got a dirty name, you know, it became a bad word. It's a scam, it sucks, it this, it that. And the reason being is because, you know, and I really do, I admire those pioneers in the early days. I actually do. You know, for going out there and you know, banging the pavements and building it up, you know, through the friends and the family, and having those, I don't know which company it was, you know, the golden circles, where they, you know, it was way before my time, you know, and they would, you know, and people still do that, have the op meeting, you know, at the hotel rooms or at houses and things like that, and, you know, the momentum of all the people, and, you know, people like to be, you know, in that herd mentality and all this kind of stuff. You know, those things will work, and if you're willing to do that. But I do remember that the first business that I was in, you know, and, you know, they told us to advertise, you know, now we could advertise on the internet, and this was just a wonderful thing, but do not put down that it's MLM, and oh my goodness, do not mention that it's sales, you know, because most people don't want to be in sales. Well, you know, hey, life is sales, you know. I have 2 small children. I mean, you know, I feel like I'm selling all day long, in a sense. It's like negotiation. I mean, basically, sales is negotiation. You know, and that's what we do, you know. Look, you're either going to eat your dinner, or then you have dessert, or just no dessert, you know. Which is it going to be for you? You know, you want to whine and cry, or do you want to put a smile on your face and have some fun? I mean, in a sense, that's selling, isn't it? You know, think about it. You know, you're altering and changing somebody's mindset. But I mean, I'm doing it for a more positive, constructive reason, and then, as opposed to talking somebody into it, the tire kicker, into actually being in my business. Because what you're going to see is 30, 69 days, 90 days later, those people quitting. And God forbid if they were your friends and your family, because then you're going to be in the NFL, which means no friends and family left. So, anyway, I remember, as I said, my first business, and I do kind of go off on tangents, but I like to just sort of have a general idea of what I'm going to talk about, and then kind of free flow here. The first one of the first millionaires, there were 2 millionaires that started out with a company that stuck by this, you know, I won't mention the name of the company, but at the time it had been around 14 years, and, you know, they went through the bloody noses and all that, you know, banging it out on the street and everything, and selling the dream and everything. And I admire and respect them. But, you know, it was like a real big deal. You know, they were going to come on to one of our conference calls, and, you know, it was jam-packed, and give us this pep talk. And one of the first things they said was that over 90% of the people that he spoke with, you know, and this guy was, you know, making millions, you know, sitting back now doing nothing, or doing pay-per-click and getting sign-ups that way, or just from his name, because now he was so branded. But in the beginning it wasn't that way. That over 90% of the people quit or said no. Well, first of all, now over 90% said no, and then of that, about 90% ended up quitting 30, 60, 90 days later. So that's why I'm asking, Who are you recruiting? Because do you really want to go for that? Because that's why MLM has gotten the name that it got, that it sucks. And stay away and don't present it as sales, and it's not a business. For me personally, if you don't want to be in business, I don't want to talk to you. I mean, it's like, I'm not going to sell you and tell you into my business. I have a primary business. I'm not even going to tell you what it is on here. But when people come and look at my primary business, I want them to have looked it over and saw in it what I saw in it and want to be in it and want to partner with me. Isn't that a much better prospect than going out and using the 3-foot rule? And we're going to talk about that on the next video, because basically, some of the things that I just mentioned, how are you getting your prospects? And that's the big question. I mean, those people do exist, believe it or not. I mean, thousands of people sign up every day to join some MLM company because they have the desire and they really want a home-based business. So now the question is, how do you find and attract those people? Because that's who you really want to talk to, not the person like my little son, which is kind of funny. I couldn't have even, here he comes again. My Jacob, who's 3 feet in front of me. He's 3 years old. He'll just inherit everything. That's all. He said, I'm not joining, I'm just going to inherit it. Okay, this is Mary Ellen signing off, and we will talk about how to attract the right people into your business, because you want to be a business, you want business partners, or anyway, that's what I want. If you don't listen to the next video, okay? If you do want business partners, listen. Once again, my website is www.mentorwithmaryellen.com. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.